Let's come out Sophie Ellis-Bextor.
Hey, you came. Got the fire on for us. Unexpectedly cosy.
Look at that. It's very nice. And it's a big week, Sophie.
I know. Thank goodness, finally.
Are you okay?
I'm more than okay. I'm having a really nice time. I mean, it's funny because there's such a build-up, the anticipation before you release an album. It's actually quite a relief when it's finally out.
Yeah, I bet.
And thank you so much. This is so nice. Look, good to see you all. Hello.
You can see lots of albums as well. So, shall we start with the title of the album?
Good place to start.
I think it might be up for an award for the best title. But it's also classic you in that it's a bit cheeky.
Yeah.
Having fun.
Yes.
Pop.
It is classic in terms of my sense of humour, but I don't know if it's that classic in terms of what I've done as an artist, really, because I think in the past I've been maybe a little bit less extrovert, a little bit less bold. It's actually the first album I've given a name to, which is a word that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And it just felt absolutely right, because I really like getting older, but also it's so intrinsic to the perspective with which I wrote these songs and the appreciation I have for all the things that have led to this point, actually. And I don't think it's a coincidence that, you know, while I was writing, I was being encouraged to think right back to my first album when Murder on the Dance Floor had first been released, in a way that I don't normally think about. I mean, I obviously always still sing those songs, but to actually go back to that moment. Yeah. So that was kind of there. And then I was thinking, well, let's feed it all in, because this is the world I live in, and you've got to write from your own experience, haven't you?
Yeah. And how long is it from when you finish the album and then you're waiting for it to fall on everyone's ears?
So all the songwriting was done, I think, sort of by the middle of last summer.
Okay.
And then lots of time spent tweaking and mixing and getting certain songs that, you know, some things came together very quick, some things needed a few more hands in there, getting some live musicians involved when I wanted it. And that's like finessing, really. So everything was done and dusted, I suppose, by the autumn, let's say. Yeah.
And what do you want this album to be? I guess you're starting to find out what everyone thinks of it now.
Yeah.
But what do you want it to be?
Oh, well, I suppose I wanted, you know, new things to play with on stage, and that vibe of going back to pop and dance and disco, which I hadn't done for a long time. So something that really was testament to my relationship with that genre, and also really sort of suited the fizzy feeling, the good vibes I've been having really for the last couple of years. And just I feel like I'm more in love with what I do than ever. So I wanted to really bring all of that feeling into the veins of the album.
I think it really shows as well with
thanks.
how it looks like you're having a good time.
Definitely, yeah.
It's probably quite exhausting because there's a lot going on.
It's a busy life, but it's never a boring one. And I think also, I feel like if you're making pop music and you're not having a great time, something's up.
Yeah.
It's supposed to connect you with quite a pure part of yourself, I think. Well, certainly for me, like pop music takes me back to, you know, even being in sort of single digits, I think. So it's got to kind of have that through thread. Otherwise, it's just not working for me.
But I suppose there's lots of people who are maybe younger, and this is where you've got experience, not age, experience.
Yes.
And then you're enjoying it more, perhaps,
Definitely.
than people who are kind of coming into it and doing it for the first time. And
yeah, and I've made mistakes, and I've sort of learned, and I've got good people around me, and I really love all of that. I love that about getting older and having that around you, and it makes you a bit less fearful, because when I was younger I was so worried about all the things that could go wrong or what I thought people were thinking of me. That's the exhausting bit, actually. And once you stop being frightened about those things, it's like really liberating. I think feeling safe as an artist is a really sort of underrated quality, actually, because it means that you can be a bit more adventurous and then more of yourself. I used to feel a real shift sort of on and off stage when I was younger, and now it's almost imperceivable to me.
and on stage, so you love it.
Yes,
so
I do.
how does it feel that knowing that you're going to have all these, I mean, you've been doing a load of the new songs as you've been touring, but now does that mean that you start doing more of them coming up with the tour?
It's been a little bit unusual. We did a UK tour in May and June, so we sort of sprinkled some of the songs in that. I'm about to go to Europe. I think I'll do the same there, actually. So I guess it's just like having, I mean, when you do a live gig, you're really trying to create a little journey, all those dynamics. So I'll be able to use these songs to create exactly what I want, but I have to include all their friends too, so all the old songs have to be there as well. So let's see what happens.
I don't know if anyone here was at the Royal Albert Hall gig, but that was,
that was honestly what a treat. What a venue.
It was very
so
cool.
Many fun facts.
But oh yes, well, you like history.
Yes.
But that mix of old and new music is brilliant for everyone.
It is, and it means that you get to really cherry pick the story you're telling, and I'm just so grateful I have such a good relationship with all my songs as well, because I think that's allowed me to really embrace all of those different chapters and keep them part of my current life. It's part of who I am now.
Yeah
yeah
that comes across in the songs. There's certain songs in the new album which you're talking about like the passage of time and things moving on, but in a really positive way. So rather than even don't know what you've got till it's gone, you're talking about, but this is all the things from the past are part of, and that sounds like it's a real part of your kind of outlook.
Definitely. I think framing is such a key thing, isn't it? And you've got to keep an eye on your thoughts and how you talk to yourself about things. In my case, quite literally, I do talk to myself all the time. I don't know if that's like a regular thing, but it's always kind of helped me, I suppose, tell the story that's allowed me to, get out the door and keep going. And I am at heart an optimist as well, but when you look back, there is nostalgia. There are things, chapters you've moved through that you didn't even realise you were leaving behind, versions of yourself. And that was also something I was thinking about, like the album artwork is all clothes from different part of my life. So the top I'm wearing on the cover is from my first ever video shoot when I was 18. And then inside I've got a coat I was wearing when I met Richard, and I've got a dress of my mum's I was obsessed with when I was like 6. And just things from different parts of my life. And I think, I'm okay. I like feeling resolved. I think regret is honestly one of the most awkward and painful emotions to sit in the room of, and I have no place for it with me. It's not there. But I think it's okay to acknowledge, that was then, and maybe there's bits of it you look back and think, oof, that was hurt or that was tricky. But then if you're happy with where you are now, you have to be at peace with all the things you've walked through, don't you?
Yeah, because they all led to.
Yeah,
to think that definitely comes across.
Yeah.
So with the album, what's so far your favourite song to perform?
So we've done one gig on Monday. I don't know if any of you came actually to Coco. I'm amongst such friends here. And that was the first time a lot of them have been played. But I think Layers for me is a bit of a moment. Diamond in the Dark felt really like hands in the air. And Time is probably like that nice widescreen kind of tugs at your heartstrings, sort of 80s ballad kind of feel. So all of those. Can I have 3? That was too many.
You can have 3. You can have Sophie, it's your album. You can have whatever you want. A lot of the ones that have been released already, that disco poppy vibe has been really fun.
Oh, so fun. I mean, I hadn't run into the arms of pop for a while. Like, this is my first pop album, and I did 3 albums that were different to that. It was really nice to kind of really get back into that whole world and work with people I worked with on my earlier albums as well. There were a lot of really familiar, friendly faces that greeted me in the studio. So, that felt great too.
And Stay On Me, which came out this week.
Yeah.
And the video, which looks, I'm sure everyone's seen it, it's amazing. And I love the comments under that. You've got a lot of very supportive people who are loving the album.
I do. Look, we're here.
I don't know if you go. Do you read all comments and things?
I definitely engage, enough, I think. But this week's been quite busy, so I've sort of been like doing a little bit of like an overview. But I'm glad people like the video, because it's so fun to make those videos. And also, I think Sophie Muller, who directed it again, this is our 19th video together.
Yeah.
And she's really clever because she'll pull out the juxtaposition, because the video is actually quite odd and dark, and the song is so sort of sunshiny, and I really enjoy those parallels. I think it gives it's quite a pleasing feeling to me.
And you've got these 3 older guys in a pub. So this was in Ireland, right?
This was in Ireland, one of the most beautiful landscapes I've ever visited. So southwest of Ireland, right down the bottom, so County Kerry. And the whole thing felt quite mystical, because I'd played a festival called Festival in the Cotswolds, got in the car from there, gone to the airport, travelled, wound through the dark streets, in Ireland, and got to the hotel at 2:30 in the morning. And I was on this island called Valencia, and I came out into this pitch black, and I could just smell the sea and see sort of the glimpse of the sea next to the hotel. And I just thought, I get the impression I'm somewhere incredibly beautiful. So the next morning when I woke up, it was all there. And it's such a handsome landscape.
Yeah.
So I had lots of fun with the locations. And then those 3 guys in the video, I don't think that any of them started their day knowing that's what they were going to do.
Yeah, what were they hired for? Did they know?
They just had to sit there looking, and they just had such funny faces, and I was really finding it very amusing. One of them is Mike Mert, who actually owns the pub.
Right.
One of them was a guy, I think he was just working outside, and another one was a mate of theirs from the pub next door.
Brilliant. How great for them that they got, I'm
so
now
good.
in a Sophie Ellis-Bextor
They kept very
music
deadpan as well.
Yeah, they did. They were in
really
character.
did.
Loved it, but it's great. And what other songs? So you mentioned Time, and that one. There's a lot in there. I think if you're about how precious time is, but also that maybe it does come back to you, and when you're a bit further down the line and being able to invest that time with someone.
Yeah, and I think I spent a lot of my sort of 20s being in such a hurry. I was always so greedy to sort of cram as much in as possible. And I think, when I found myself really busy now, I'm like, wow, it's so precious, the moments you have with people you care about. And when you reflect, that's what you have. Those are where the memories are, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I think, the sort of how precious it is, the time you spend with one another becomes even more... it's in sharper focus than ever, I think.
And what about for the tour that's coming up? What have you got any surprises planned?
So this is the European tour.
Yeah.
So that'll be quite a different vibe anyway, really. But they'll each city will have their own fun facts as usual. And we'll bring.
You find those out yourself. You don't have a researcher to get that information.
Imagine if I had a researcher on the tour bus. Just would be amazing.
History facts.
Can it be a researcher can also do my hair? Because
they need to double up.
I love doing my makeup, and I'm so crap at doing my hair. It's literally hair up, hair down. That's the 2 options I have each day. No, that is my nerdy Bextor gene, I think. My dad always knows facts about things, and I've tried to avoid becoming my parents, but it's so inevitable. I cannot fight the force. So as I'm doing my makeup, I'll look up it's probably about half an hour before I go on stage. I'll have a little look at some fun stuff. And I think for me, it's about dropping anchor as well. There's different things you can do just to kind of keep each moment fresh. And I love being really in the moment. So looking at, the history of the venues and things about the place I found myself, changing my eyeshadow each night, all these things allow me to really feel like I know exactly where I am. And that's gorgeous on stage. You feel very present.
And you've got, so on your tour, and when you're doing your gigs, you've got your families, you've got your husband.
Yeah.
You've got your brother.
Yeah.
And also everyone has been around you for a long time.
It's true. And I think with all the stuff that's been happening and all the adventures, having people to share it with is probably the most vital thing to keeping me on the right side of happy with all of it, really. So, because there's lots of, you'll be doing the gig, and I do, I actually watched back some of the footage from Chelmsford last weekend with Radio 2. And I was like, that's crazy. There's my husband, there's my little brother. They're so good at what they do. Like, how incredible we get to have this moment.
They're not just there because they're your relatives.
That'd be so awkward. But I think, in all the gaps, which is, how you spend most of your day, that's the people I get to share it with. And we've all got the things we like to do. Richard's become paddle obsessed. Are any of you into paddle?
Padel.
Padel, yeah. I'm happy for him. I don't want to hear about how the match went.
So who's he playing with?
Oh, like everybody else, like Pablo, the guitarist in the band, also obsessed. They send each other paddle videos of other people playing paddle.
It's like the new CrossFit. It's
yeah. So that's their thing. Jack, running and coffee.
Okay.
So he'll go for a run and then always know the good coffee shops.
Oh, nice.
And then me, vintage shops, which sometimes Tina will come along to as well. And Kieran goes swimming every day. We've all got the things. That's what happens on tour. Everybody's got their thing that they like to do.
You all quite often get together with Negronis, it looks like, from your Instagram, or there's or Margarita or something.
On the UK tour, we have an actual, the whole kind of, what do you call it, a case full with it's basically a cocktail case.
Nice.
So you can open it up, it can make anything. Richard's very good at making cocktails, so yeah. I would make one for you, probably. It is fun.
Yeah.
It is fun. Can I just say something? Steph has been so brilliant. She's been so supportive with this album, and we've done all these lovely gift boxes with her company, Don't Buy Her Flowers. And if any of you are ever thinking of a gift, I've used it so many times. Really thoughtful thing. So thank you so much, Steph. It's so nice to do this with a friend, so thank you.
Thank you. But on that, as a customer, Sophie was like, I know what I want to put in these boxes. So
these are album boxes we've sent out, yes.
Especially gherkins.
Oh, yes.
That's your thing.
Bloody love gherkins. I've loved them since I was a kid. And I've been very open about my pickle love.
Yeah.
But I know I'm not alone, because when they're on the rider, everybody also eats them. So I think I'm the ambassador for it. But I'm not alone. It's a large community. Just not everybody's quite as vocal about it.
Insistent. It's the rider that,
Also, it's just like an easy eat. And you go in the room, and whatever's in your dressing room, you're going to start eating. So in my room, I don't want to be eating like rubbish all day. So gherkins is.
Yeah, it's good for you. And there was one bit of, I was reading like lots of reviews and stuff. They're all really good, so you don't need to look. It'd be awkward otherwise.
Yeah, that'd be so awkward.
But one of them, it said, tremendously catchy, but with that necessary heart that defines the best of pop music. And I thought that was really lovely.
And I totally agree. I think there's got to be a truth at the emotional core of anything creative, actually. I think we pick up on it without even knowing it. So even if you don't know all the lyrics to something, you need to believe in the story. You've got to believe in the voice. I think we humans are really good at sussing that out, actually. Yeah.
And the kind of, I suppose, the last sort of theme from me. So there's been talk about like the music industry, and that perimenopause is kind of saying, well, sexism, ageism, I'm going for it. But actually what you've done with the album is show that you're even better, you're getting better, and you've got all this knowledge and experience that you've poured into an amazing 8th album.
Thank you. And I would say as well that the point of perimenopause is it's not spiky. It's actually just celebratory.
Fun.
It's fun. And there are so many people that blazed a trail before me to show me what it could look like, this chapter. I feel very supported and part of a much bigger community. So it's really about flipping a narrative, but it's not reinventing the wheel. There are so many people that have said this and done this before me, which has allowed me the opportunity to really have fun with it too.
Yeah.
So it's not anti anything. It's very much the opposite of that. It's just going, isn't this great? Cheers. And we'll all find ourselves going through our version of it. So I think it's
Sophie's world looks very fun. So.
Well, we're all part of it. It's inclusive. It's all inclusive.
We've got some time for a couple of questions. So I can see one hand that went up there. So
I can see you. These lights are bright.
Sorry, you're just a shape.
Oh, wow, you're standing really near Jaws. That's like literally my favourite.
Yes.
It's the best. Look at that artwork. Sorry, hello.
Hey, Sophie. Nice to see you again. It's up to here. I want to ask you something. So you host Radio 2 Gets in Disco every Friday night.
Yes.
Can I ask, do you play your own songs on there?
That's a very good question, actually. Occasionally is the answer. The mummy and puppy that is the BBC have to be quite careful that presenters aren't sort of like playing all their own music all the time. Because
I've got another great one for you.
Yeah, I've got something on this theme. So I've got a lovely friend in the producer, David, and we work together on the playlist. So if it's completely relevant and helps whatever the angle is of that week's show, then I'm allowed to do it. But otherwise, it's like. But it's so nice to play other artists and to talk about all the other songs.
Do you through the week, like you'll hear something, go right, I need that on that, I'll put that on the list.
Yes, exactly that. Or we do always do a theme, we have a sort of disco wonderland where we'll have 6 songs on a theme, and sometimes they're really straightforward. Like, I don't know, people who've all done Eurovision or something. And other times it'll be really quirky, like songs that have a body part in the title. And they're really fun to think of as well. Yeah, just daft.
Okay,
Thank
another
you.
question.
Hi, Sophie.
Hello.
Congratulations on the release of Perimenopop.
Thank you.
I was at Chelmsford last Sunday as well, and you were brilliant.
Thanks.
Question I was going to ask was, you've had such a long career now in terms of, and everyone's kind of got their entry point that they met you at, whether it was The Audience or Spiller or Murder on Dancefloor or this album now. Would you ever consider doing anything like a Lost Tapes album or like a anti-tour of songs that people, like the hardcore fans, are probably more familiar with?
I would love to do like a director's cut kind of thing of like some songs that don't necessarily get the chance to play so much. That would be really, I'd love that. I've actually been talking about that with Richard. I've got to think what form it would take, but I think there's lots of songs that I used to have in the set that there just isn't room for, really. So, I think that'd be a really lovely thing to do. And, some of the other albums I've done recently, like Hannah and Familia and things like that, and Wanderlust, just weave a bit more of that in. But I have to get it all in. And also I have my own rules. I don't like doing gigs that are longer than an hour and a half, because I think that's I think that's a long time to expect of anybody as it is, let alone longer. Some artists do like 3-hour gigs. No.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
It's long.
But I guess with Taylor Swift, there's loads going on and they're in stadiums, so you can kind of go out and come. But if you're in a little venue. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
It's fun. I would love to do something like that one day, yeah. Hey.
I think we've got one more.
Yeah, one more.
Hi.
Hello.
Have you got a favourite location you look forward to going to when you're on tour?
Oh, that's a nice question. I'm trying not to think of places that have good
you're
vintage.
probably going to go with 3. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think it's a combination of things. It's nice when you go somewhere that's familiar, and some of the places in Europe are really lovely because it's just magical to go to sleep on the tour bus in one place and wake up somewhere else, and you're in a different country and it's got a totally different feel. And with Europe, I've actually got my mum's coming to one of the shows somewhere, my eldest to another one, my dad to another one. So that feels quite glamorous. But last year, having the opportunity to tour places I'd never been, actually Toronto popped into my head because it was such a warm welcome. And they do have like an astonishing amount of vintage shops in Toronto. Places I haven't been to before. I've got a gig coming up in Mexico, and that's only the second time I'll have played there. So places like that, that's really extraordinary. But close to home, I mean, if we're going to be really specific, it's probably West London, to be honest, and get home very quick.
Yeah, but I remember the Royal Albert Hall one, you were like, this feels really special because you have lived here your whole life.
Yes, and what a building. I mean, wow. Imagine that. All the things that Victoria did in tribute to Albert is pretty amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. History facts.
Yeah, sorry. It doesn't have to be historical, but I just think it's quirky. Yeah. Like all that stuff about the seance that happened there. Do you remember that? It was Arthur Conan Doyle who wrote Sherlock Holmes his wife, his widow, had done a seance there after he died with a chair left for him, and then the organ started, and that's a crazy thing to have there. Or the indoor marathon that happened there. Sorry.
I love that you've retained. It's not just that you've got facts, you've retained them.
I try and like see if I test myself. Like, what can I remember? But sometimes it really slips. But the good thing is, like, no one really remembers what I talked about anyway. So I've probably repeated myself each time I go there.
I think so. You're all going to now Sophie's going to do a signing at the back.
Yeah.
So obviously get your albums and you'll go down there. I think you're going to go through now and sign those.
Okay.
But thank you so much for coming out.
Thank you, Steph. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.